Niningjo Acholi, welcome back to Chaka Leb Acholi. One segment me Ceng Abicel Okeny, session number 8. And the topic for today no wamiro ningo wabiri ka share experience to a kimo birikere jo Lotino Acholi magi bino in the early 1990s. Up until the early 2000s, Kita experience wa bero nining America Kanye. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what your experience has been like from your point of view. Ang mera we're family, and I know what some of your experiences were. Kito era sharing points mo experience pero mo ko bira nining jao ngamo bino gi refugee camp kong first of all igi Uganda kadongi bino kanya America early 1993 up until now, experience pero bit nini yala.
I can't for me Jovan Nickman. I can't live actually. And
Mm,
I'm near a bear near Bino what Bino Canyon. Or Jare and Lomi process more gi log more tier young camp. You know,
mm,
a chap camp come.
mm,
The current. What Java be kid gum kong. What be the more in South Sudan, what be the kid gum. You know,
mm,
it, yeah, you know, more
mm, mm,
so wacha ki kidgum wabiri kidgum wanok
mm,
again wadok South Sudan because
mm,
that time you know mirwano wotia yenyo anyanya gima adie tata ka boy
mm,
ya agala tengu no no
mm,
it's
mhm,
so wabini kidgum wabiri kidgum wanok again
mm,
wabiri no, kigum ko. Sorry, ngomoromo.
mm,
No, what ringi? What bini ngomoromo? What does Uganda? What
mm,
bed? In after that, then what ringi? No, it was me in ka tabu Paul.
mm,
Uh, and what ringi? What bini ngomoromo? What bini Uganda man? What does Uganda?
mm,
Kono pinya loga tien no elipe one mao. Minwan no pay one. So what
mm,
dog? South Sudan now. So that's my early recollection of Kidmoa Chako Berry Camp. So what
mm.
dog if I jog, what better if I jog, no what better American, Pali gina
Forget, go.
forget,
Mm,
yeah.
mm,
Yeah. So what dog if
mm,
forget, what dog if I jog? Because
mm,
mean what do gi kayin junigi obo, kama again yen nungogin,
mm,
a board again kuya because watu anu mo hitie hitie nyanya mena so
mm,
igwo ko joni gi kwanyo joni ka maya gini
mm,
yala odwo ko gin gang lakin min wa ko bino do pa jog because one no what dong lutini can
mm,
what forget so it was ane ka in
mhm,
katabu ka po
mhm,
in beru wa bere forget wa bere go dong
mm.
olele
Olela.
olele la wa munyinge
Mm,
yeah wa bere go lele la ki daga per ka san fere mo I don't think you remember but near tie no la mun mena no la
mm,
ko tiro en tiro SPL
mm,
so o ma o to read o ma o pinwen
mm,
ele gitia gina ka ma o pinwen
mm,
yo yo we page kenyu mena munu ani na ma ori yo ke ni
mm,
so watu wangu na tiro gala no TSPL ya la ka tiro polo la TSPL
mm,
maju ni pogero ge ma poge ge ma pinwenge
mm,
gi waja beri gi nyuru ni kenyu pi ge ne jona kenyu pi etimaro ni kenyu pien munu gang tu ginye ada. So
Mm.
waring Uganda ko
Mm.
do page ka
Mm.
wadok all the way to Pajok. Yala
Mhm.
what so man go from Wakachiel. This was 1988,
Mhm.
1989.
Mm.
Piano Kala Mo 88. Yala elote mo wachira yenye juni mo mago gine.
Mm.
Yeah, so what better Pajok at least another year.
Mm.
Take 89 munu moaring okay in Uganda. Like in what duo.
Mm.
And finally the second round no munu moaring I think 89 or 1990 munu wachirong we kidgum no munu awaje wa bini kidgum wa beri kidgum no anok akiri kidgum kuya uh ototong munu por bino mene poi in the 1990s uh
Mm.
it came kolo
Mm.
story man I'm going forward but
Mm.
I want kere
Mm.
it came mene mo tongo bino uh
Mm.
ma dano ngo te dan lakin beri kidgum no yot ko pien uh lo mo NRA mene gitwero gina ko NRA gitwero gina gwo jon ma go joni ko joni
Mm.
kino gitima ronyi ringo gitima ronyi ringo ma
Mm.
ko barak tira ngai ni god uh kamoy kidum kenyo kidum wa chok
Mm.
NRA no tie lakin for some reason get bought protecting one refugees ya
Mm.
odo tongi bino uh obi
Mm.
ma wane o ma ko inge o ma ko ane o ma ko boy o ma ko eli what we go ma ko one
Yeah.
kid in a poll kabo
Mm.
yala ko go elimere because at two more pay and wulutina tina atojo
Mm.
akina tata boy tero one and one ninja what to ko again what to ero gina tingo ga mo yo ko go di lo one no gina mo nyu ko yo ga ko ga ya ni Johnny they were desperate.
Mm.
Paul Joy can give him up bela Maadano. So Tero one I
Mm.
can not him a kid go. So
Mm.
there kid more ogana Boyale in your Creadongo camp is because of look for the tongue. Yan Gamenta Tia Nano ya. Johnny get well bino G get well on nam get him on. Then you bino a page muru pi.
Mm.
Ring your work in you bino in all nam.
Mm.
Age maya dano gitima ronyi age ringo kre yalo
Mm.
munyu kati mo moko so
Mm.
ane ke dongo camp yen ke dongo camp boro go nok mi ro ke iye munu ka utero wani ye en wa bere ke nyu wa nok ro tongo bi ma yelo dano ye kenyu lakini nye me ro tongo no yiti bino yenyo riero mo mi bina maya dano pien jomi camp maya gin yot gitu ke mo
Mm.
itu yang cowok anyira cowok cowok gitu er bedo soldier gitu mo ke mo ken so
Mm.
laki ke dongo o bedo tek bini bino yeni nyelo mun mire mi bino mi bini ke dongo mire o wori kin area mo go no lo mun tie yo yot ko so eno ya ko wa bedo ke dongo ko na bo timo era
Mm.
oro gana raid moy ko mo wala joko dano wala kwala dano obere fe akin
Mm.
giwa ngewa be o time bien wa en mari ko South Sudan wa bin Uganda ka wa dog
Mm.
dog yo pinyo kere South Sudan wano wa do Uganda bino wa bin Uganda oto o time ro ni ko mo wano wa dog do uh, la money victim ni Muni.
Mm-hmm.
So dano gine akin gana nga tin kong family to.
Mm. Yeah, I remember that. From my point of view, of course, as you know it, a bit of a question wound about experience, irony. That same story, more watching from your point of view, ne. I better get questions, more. As I remember, Gamo Temegang from the age of 4. As I remember, this was from 1988. Elio Nyualo Mo around July, Gamuno. Mono lang a few months munya del por idwa kenyune. Waringo ipoge both family pa eliki kuja. Olela gi uncle Olela. Yeah, so gi kenyune, you guys ran. Mamunyo og idwa dong ipoge kenyune. You guys ran and left me. It was you at the age of 7, Tabu at the age of 5, me at the age of 4, and Paul at the age of what? Or 2? Oh, something like that.
Yeah,
Ini carry a pole on your back. Okay? Mam gino gonna mo poro Kenya ni. Uncle Ole la ge gilo tini tu ge renga ge bor one Kenya. Un ringa ben ubo a bolo best and me potato Kenya. Un ringa ubora an luri best. Angero ko kamo ringa ge dong abiro Kenya na tia ko kange chero ngata. Gi Kenya dong. Ah, gibino gi maka an ange ko nga gi maka an gibino gi maka an ginonga an gitera an. Okay. I remember as we were going, I don't know, in a certain direction, what the south, you in Romo, closer to the border, kuya. Kadong wabi no, that a few days later, we're like, what you gonna, border ka weird de lungini. A few days, well, a week or something, wabi no, dakamo doc yo, gay Latin langol pere. Actually, yala, gina. That opinion can get level up. I don't know how we level up. I was young, 40. Um, we don't speak. Well, I didn't speak Arabic. They were speaking in Arabic. Atamani ang ko aga opinion can level actually. Mama ti kan. You there and both mama ngamo pe magamo. Baka gino dakan maloko level actually. Kin bang yenin loko level actually. I guess what the boat journey ya angyo bu bore latini we kan mate gala una gala we kate dong latini angyo mine yang ti odia ti do nurse odia kanong gi boran bot gina bot dakane boti angyo nying dakane ko kono put call. I want to meet her come dakane dong she had to gina dong decide between ngoni tingo at wala tingo latin langol per munu latin per tiene pe wala kono koma wala something tina chelo or something like this. So gin madano ringone gin gi chiro slope in latin per langol e karmo ko biela latini e karmo ko pe karmo ko bielo karmo ko pe mando gin no an no atiri mo angwen ke kene tiena wengo kwe amin gene o weli ya gadon ade lakin pura woro mere dano bero ka koro she felt bad nge chato instead of tingo son per mati la ngale okay ndaka ne go tingo an work latino you are gingom wachiro slowly taking breaks slowly taking breaks ni tia teran bora dege uncle adege munia ganon kono giti en non close ngamorum ko before you cross border jani
yeah,
ikiro kede kid gumdonge
yeah,
yala wow woro wo bena wo dik like 5 a.m. okay wow regang a day ningo ningan ko kwera okay dakani huh man la tempo meru ko ni anangyo ko ni okwera ni ngan ko dakano begging ni man latin pa ili latin pa uya dano wengot ni dano wengot to ko dong eniken o beg for hours cup finally a day oh yeah ni komuna ni anatwer go ko aterin bolo rain. At this point, I don't even remember Lorraine and a day It was like at a meeting a day in Lorraine for the first time. I never go one what go. I didn't even I look with it don't go. At that point I get you wouldn't wait talk okay. Kadong maybe by like 6, 7 a.m. down with Chiragilang sun perene. Boran bora day 6, 7 gumuno a day chakayuaya kikin. Teran bora Lorraine. Wow walk ngomorum gange med tia distant mano gini. Dano bero kamo tia center any ngomorum kuja. Angyo ko the exact name of the location and oteran kuya mun ganga Lorraine. Wa o kuya. Okay. Lorraine kuera teng ni kuera ani ni an meneko. Pongodo ko la pero. Ade men ke kenya borana nyim ot kenya ana chero gi chero per. Dano no chako pinu hulu. Everybody was making a scene. How wote malatin for omeru ni munu ni. They didn't want anything to do with me. I don't get Kenya. Wari bamo kori pa. Guess who was the first one meeting on get Kenya? I was the first one, okay. I remember now come to go pag munu dan me ring a burrito. I ring up water down away. I didn't even know I ring a Uganda, okay. I ring mo labung na I was the first to cross the border. Up here with Cheng UN peacekeeper mo with the with the blue helmet. Nintal mono ba, it was mono I think, but maybe from another like European country. Da chona tingo ana ringa Kenya was so fast. Uh look irregular mono. I was the first one. Dana put a ba wong chen. Gingeni dana tia bino. Like I was the first to cross over. And then I was like, Johnny, Mona, man, Rubanga, I want to eat Rubanga. And then he put me down. Maybe a week later, so a few days or a week later. Pian mo ki kwanyan ki kenyu ni, lunge ko I belong to nga, teran go Lotino Acholi orphan. Gumuno. A few days later, a week or so, a day, and Lorraine claimed me. Ni I'm Latin to ko. But they made the mistake of what? Lorraine claiming under Latin but under a different name, where he get benefits through the refugee services, UN refugee services, or Red Cross. Kadong, a day benoterana claim under Latin but under a different name. He was also getting benefits. At this point, okay, where Lotino went here, they were by themselves. Do you even recall where all these family members were back in late 80s, early so both of them are claiming on a refugee camp with Kigo, $10 to get their benefits. They get 10 to get on Chumble Mio Chana again. They did me dirty. Like I will never forget. There was one man, Gina Ningo, a man watina no ningo, Munu Omin Gina, Motere, Baya. Do you know who he is? Like Baya Mogo and
Baya.
Ba mo goran pa wun bi bino wunungan story mi wane mun ko ring ngamurum ko ring dog chien ka do la chin wudu ko kid all this time we are back and forth and I already at kid go refugee camp Kenya and I don't know exactly the time span mu chero wudu ko ngo again but that was my experience ka do LRA gi bino ko bino ko mo bino ka maka wan gini Kenya ne I remember that day I remember what he did to us and all him it will I remember all of that trauma area when I remember all of that, every single aspect of it. Okay, a few days ago, I actually Facebook message more. Danny Facebook do. You need to get take honor Joseph Conitiro legend to get. Actually, me Northern Uganda. Ni legend to get. Like John a bit of never again could Northern Uganda from 1980s, 1990s, as I can recall. You get the one year any legend. This is so shocking to me. Why would they be calling him Legend Tugi? Near liberated, he's a freedom fighter. Freedom fighter. Tia free ngagi from who? This is what shocks me the most about experience to our internet. Yala, after that experience, Obitero one again, I know. Like you said. Kiradongo. I don't remember anything about Timmy Kiradongo again. I remember young friends more like Amoregi, Akuju, Lengi, but experience Eddie Wang is very gonna. It's not clear ira. Kabe waje ira ni gimo team no yang wati kiradongo angeo ko. I don't remember. I remember some stories ma wachiro kede gina kone farming digo chon gingo ngogi will matata go adora. No go tabu because tabu go adora. Those small stories, but the entire experience ma bit of kede kiradongo. I don't remember.
Yeah, because you were young, Kang. That's basically
But
it.
I remember gimo team kid gum.
Yeah,
Ngomorom kid gum.
like a traumatic event. That was like a big thing that happened to you. That's why you remember it. But
Mm,
more better refugee camp. No, Kiadongo, yeah, Kiadongo, you were right, but team, man. Kiadongo, what you are there.
mm,
First, young Wagama and ratio to all of me, what chum,
mm,
eat one on, going,
mm,
Igan Kwan, going, tear bear.
mm,
Yala ka wanongo and process to ami binu America what nine Ochara man like 1992 gino
mm,
ginotero at least 1 year made them process it because
mm,
if you remember what been in Kampala ne what been to another 3 months before what gonna before what
mm,
it the end process it doing lot wara ga kanya wara kind
mm,
so un, until long gonna opimo one wing long me or diat lo pimo un kuti
mm,
malaria uti gono HIV uti kituo moi ken
mm,
imino
mm,
so and process to an tum by the time 1993 and muno wa akregi buyale uh,
mm,
Kampala eredele ko bino kere America so
mm,
kanya uh, April 15th. Uh,
mm,
so basically, I did a kind of what 34 years,
mm,
just 2 weeks ago.
mm,
Yeah, because April 15th,
mm,
1990, it would have been 33 years.
mhm,
Yeah, and then last month would have been 34 years. I don't know, something like that.
Well, bit of kankaramalat. So now, experience Biri as an asylee. Mawa bino keri America. Keep me integrate into the American lifestyle in manyin nonge. Oberi iri nini. I know you touched on it a few times the episode morning, where we talked about how you had to go to work immediately at the age of 12
Hmm.
to pick strawberries. What are some of the other experiences me bit of getting challenges? Can me bit of don't no African yalla don't con can me integrate be bino don't American just basically assimilating to the American life and culture. So experience bit no bit meaning what do you think?
No, Pierre, what he came, what he African.
Mm,
Yeah, why did I America? Kiro kuya chene tia gana, chene
mm,
tia, ugama chene gana tia gana,
mm,
ingom chene, unong chene, kamoy chene, down along kanya gimo. So, but
mm,
yeah, anyone go up in America, anyone know chene, long chene. Even
mm,
to this day,
mm,
that Africa, put it here, time in America, two on gimo, chene, and a tia gana, growing we are.
mm,
So local way no ke wachira America chene ti America long chene ti
mm,
babino kaje
mm,
uh one on a boro yala ka minwa you wonwa wana ti di apa yala
mm,
what digi bedroom Maria dig
mm,
if you remember
mm,
I don't expect you to remember
mm,
moved to Danford Street.
mm,
Yeah, what did three real bedroom, but one
mm,
up hot element.
mm,
Yeah. So more and I Paul Genina room gengi parents store.
mm,
Yala a dear I think tata uh gitia nina a room more room and a room like a room ko. Gitia ni
mm,
yala anka tabu wanino like the good thing about apartment it was a big apartment. So
mm,
basically, Gwatia Wayene, Kabu,
mm,
from 1 minute.
mm,
Unu, number one, more Bino Kenya, America, long to one chene, tea, no chene, we had no. Me no room, but down a family, Muni ka ti family angwen. Munu one family more gidit yeah, Africa ti Lotino Biro. Oh, apa. Yara ka me Odmo mi money at they gonna be a pa you so first thing ma nena what they get enough room mirror mo one wing then what do munu get kalonya ne pero kalonya kire yang wati atama kene two mire ki miro ai miro wala bia miro wow ling miro wilo gimoy kene miro wilo ne miro chamo ne kene mire iti gimo tongo mi nono pe yeah akoi tamirwa gonna food kono you chere on 1 month or 2 months or 3 months yen inyo adie gin eli ta ko tijerie yen twinge mena tie okay what been America okay what been America lakin agine na pe so gicha ko joni gicha ko ti holiday in munu ka bieno ka buru avin ka pieno ka buru la cholo un chen munu 1994 or 1993 minimum wage I think it was like $4.25 or less.
Yeah, I remember.
So $4 times 40, I don't even know. But either way, it how much a lot when it come on.
Yeah.
So during it you teach our teacher yeah yala coin no tia mi ru mi ro food stand you kono chene ni long all me na wa pien each out. Mun experience para yeah well I mean I want okay. Yeah, I know gonna commercial me Nike. I want bear, right? Aki wile malo. Then God will get goodwill. Uh,
Yes.
Salvation Army. Wow,
Ah.
real. You go 50 cents. Wow, more. So I will kid why. You know, $70,
Yeah.
$60. Munu tuan chena mo no. So
Yeah.
I'll be like that. You
Mm.
know, guy.
Mm.
So munu kira chao ti kira Maxwell Farm.
Mm.
What strawberries?
Mm.
Yeah, upon a strawberry, like give more titi keep pongo, la me 25 cents.
Mm.
Yeah, so I know I don't care. 25 cents, I think more green a doom or I don't care a doom. If
Mm.
I think like $25, I don't know, like between $25 or maybe a little bit more. But every month I know I take well, at least $60.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll wa mirror. So
Mm.
I had a wide wheeler. I think it was $65.
Mm.
I don't expect you to know this, but Ken
Mm.
Griffey Jr.
Huh?
Uh, Ken Griffey Jr. was gonna need that two on baseball card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tigi wa more Nike wa more bear like I made a one. It's a wheeler.
Mm.
Happy wheeler one.
Mm.
So better than what beat up America.
Mm.
No, what he came. Yeah, what beat up la la you. So one no more line. Come up there.
Mm.
So Urugia refugees when California what water what you know ne quarter on a long in what you can more what no chain and deep. You know,
Mm.
the poco chair la me what Jana chain. Gimo
Mm.
what teen you knew that. A BT attack Gimope.
Mm.
What time experience, pardon. The experience to a more bino career. Yeah,
Mm.
but been America, I bet. Munu American. Rotong pay lo
Mm.
spiele pay you look me amiri jui twinyo dang ye no ngo pay like
Mm.
ato bero kanyo mo ka pol
Mm.
abe America do o la ka mo inki big wo ko pe legio
Mm.
ah chal itia be in New York Kenya.
Mm.
Would pay would be back and forth. Kairo ga yoga
Mm.
eat yoga chero lagi mo to kan. Kari
Mm.
ni no mero nego inko
Mm.
aronyi mo ko tia time go lo mero nego ngan mo nying dure go bi bino ko komi pieri tia bero ka mo ma nek dung ye nyo
Mm.
dung ye nyo lo tia la lo ngo jui
Mm.
tie munu kia jo ti Africa ngeo ko
Mm.
America
Mm.
imaneno ke tio lungo ni police state
Mm.
gimoy ken ti atime kanye
Mm.
ka big go kwape yo bire kila pin ti atime kere ide ri wenyo kwape so
Mm.
ate moto wa bero kanya pol wa ngeo ti ma America ti kere
Mm.
peni koro chal mo nene Hollywood man yo gini kan chene tie ngo ga wen go abejo ga wen ku ku bi ro jo go te you don't want to lim ngo gemoy mu pe
Mm.
so jogi bero kaje ogi bino nyin yes chunye
Mm.
premium
Mm.
win munu ngar mo tio ta ko
I'm Muraga Mawa Edo ati across from Odiat.
okay
Iwo cha wing amutia to cha wing
okay
lolar ngam
okay
Odiat.
dano ng'eyo kone New York lo nego dano Paul Dwi gara ga America ne
Mm.
city mo ken watiegi 50 what 50 states
Mm.
50 ko
Yeah.
uh, each state it is one big city and then many other small cities
Mm.
out of all those small cities lo nego dano wario each or
Mm.
more in
Mm.
each city every day every year
Mm.
mayanga beri Boston again local newspaper mo tiyo atiri oluwo ni metro
Mm.
metro nyuru dana onego every day
Mm.
town e Boston kuya munu Boston e ken pe nyuru dana onego kamo e ken tiang nyuru e town e onego dana di ariyo adek ariyo adek
Mm.
ariyo adek ariyo adek every
Mm.
day lo tiyo nego dana lakin man wang yo lo ke pe pieni Africa gineno movies ni
Mm.
okay Hollywood movie tia bello dan lo timo makeup arabia bello jole yiru bon bello ga wen lo nyuru a be ken ga be ga America lo kire wi lo ne mi nyuru na
Mm.
gin keep the bomb in mere to eroko so
Mm.
kuya mere kirinen
Mm.
kirma Dubai tia gitia nyuru kom gini gin lo lonyo gilonyo mama bia wa lo mo store ma
Mm.
African mon gia
Mm.
gitimo mindo ngo chene Dubai nyo mindo ngo Saudi Arabia nyo mindo ngo chene i Middle East
Mm.
joro gitia nyuru kom gini gin to lo lonyo mo lo bla kin ke in komi kole chiri bere ku ya igi ka te joni nyo na ku ja to ara mana bere ko amira a doctor ma bere ken
Mm.
yeah aneno story adung so
Mm.
at bere America wa bere mo pole wang'eyo kite piny loka ni ning kid molo nyuro Hollywood ipat kid mi
Mm.
bere kaperi bere ni pat kid ma
Mm.
family peri tie kere pat so
Mm.
gini kwega day kine na be you don't want to be America man be ko the number one kina waji I want to police state gimo ekena ti atime police tie yolo mo miro donye
Mm.
lakini gi yuru ko Africa
Mm.
Africa yeo ko niki bio kanya abili gi bino gi magi ya bili gi bino gi lebo ini gampe ya bili gi miro nego in mero chole gi mero nego in
Mm.
ingeo ko do ko do ngitiri mo
Mm.
bino kanya I think it was 1995
Mm.
uh, onego nyimo from South Africa no he's from I think Gambia or Ghana.
Mm.
Nyinge, if I remember clearly, I forgot
You
Nyinge.
talking about the Diallo case in New York?
Diallo, Chilo
I
Diallo,
remember.
yeah, or Chilo Diallo.
Mm.
can you imagine in 1995 or whatever
mm,
year, we
mm,
killed a total of 50 bullets.
mm,
Here, put up in Africa, anti New York, and
mm,
I don't know, Quab, Iranian, Neom in a Kimoko,
mm,
or a wallet, Atia, water, me, and ever officer. You know, year. So, Tamong, so basically 30 years ago,
mm,
come Kolo Guineo, when you're dealing in year,
mm,
Tampong, Atia, Tine, after that, till to
mm,
this. So,
mm,
in bear, America, Kabera Yurko, again,
mhm,
down, Yoko.
mhm,
Ibero kind of Paul, new.
mhm,
Kiba gitie kire kanye. So munu ki chance pa na.
mhm. Ada yeah, cause better chale. What bino kangi joy or what you want to joy be better tea peace American dream tea chingwa yum. Yalla what bino kan one and a lifestyle get culture Dana Brugu name brand kono Nike kono Adidas I'm get wangi yeah been a chalwune I better the tomboy I better got to basketball soccer track going sports when I made it to go net like you know okay nya pegi equipment parents still didn't have the capacity me will you got it me wasn't it gitu ti yari ya polo lo chwala chene gang chen mo manok lo chulo gi bills wala cham ote lakin lo man kono kin miro to sport miro wel iri gia mi to sport pe miro gen yo ne pe in keni nyo I penyo li wod nyo I penyo kono coach peri uh like because you want to be like your friends peri kono mati community can you your an American friends peri ni you want to be the same you're living the same experience the same life the same community same gina been neighborhood ben utie yeah gin get you live life mo kana in a life peri you want it to be aligned like in life it all part yan kid oh gang take man not parents peri put it learning kid me navigate culture ere gina yo munu mi ko lotini manyen e gina America ne munu do part so while they're trying to navigate ere ne you feel left out because in here kono parents para to support an ko lotini gina li would para parents do to support again item do yenyo yo mi ko chali wa yenyo la je leje gi mo ngongo on the side mi konyo kumi ki to ero so eventually what jaka deno difficulties me America kanya ki mulo nego dano profiling dano one when what bit of victim mi ne e horon gine kul gine profiling gine ki ngongo mi America kanya ma police a bit ka timonene one ani ngo man mene ka bero man kan kama watwer ko ye ko man kama kon te ko bene nego wana go Kira young more time what be better malo chalwa better be polo. A wang has changed based on our experience the first couple of years a country any. Dana magang kunung cha ha man gi og we America kunung ti we yam kunung nga. Irony or agi chun ware rie as soon as what you kid experience and kin mo chelo dano kerelo nego dano. Mawa ok re no king on TV I remember as a child what was airing the Watts riots, Kinmagi Gar, Rodney King. Remember? It was all over the news, all over the TV. Mawa Bindriene, Rodney King, Mo Gar, any in California, could you remember that?
Yeah, when you look for Ronnie King, yeah,
It
go.
was all over the TV. Logar, gonna new my police go Rodney King, give me the negonene.
Yeah, I know.
Yala, that experience Allah twinwa polek. Yala kinma chaka nothing close dogola twa. Onena liwo twa mogonyo community gina neighbors twa mogomala gog in middle profile again. Not just one more jol immigrants mogomogi binu gibilobo ma pat pat. Jal Cambodia Vietnam gi nga gini. And then a chal liwo tabu gi mogo gi obero ka profile gin go again jo mogo chal say ha gi madong gibi nego ane. Uh look at an experience gini tie ma wega do watam one more one me kind one Americans well kay nana ki ma gitimo one mara kere wala dong twara twari wani ino mi kind ko in mi gang ino mi acholi mi South Sudan was Sudan pien get try to remind in every day in mi kind ko ini part again kariti are living the same life and having the same experience tell again there's certain things certain activities certain events daily kono directly iri life peri wala pangamoy close to you wala neighbors wala community inani TV wala news e utamani ankara lo miro one kan ko mun kara man life to ako man kama lo miro one yada ko experience ene no mira ni wa beri malo wa gain gimo ge ya wa cheri gang pien when any treatment in the opat or bit of pat man now parents to America deal with it Bien kin gi dongo gang. So their struggle was a little bit different because give me ne gig walk one wa bear wa gina wa realize American dream and but with support mama give me a good wa. One no ma bin kan Martina ne ngoy we have to focus on what blending in and being American, right? American kawa tia waka kawa duo gang mira do wa preserve culture. It was very hard. Piani na libut pero kichiro ka wilo gamo ko man nice Nike nga Nike Tech Adidas nga gitiye kere they could gitiye capacity and when we didn't have the capacity tamo we like oh my god I wish I can have that I wish I could live like that kono nga and then I nearly would to a community of Asians ginine gin man giti the same boat but giti a struggle but gin do society culture tugi but like community tugi gimara timo gamo ko matie do like collective jalwa ka ngamo tigi fishing boat gin bangi chiro fishing ka ke charo fish wala lobster gi ngo gumunu ne me raking chene gumunu like that and then those kids were able to buy gamo ko tal name brand gi ngo John when we were kids so kai na gi rugu I wish I told rugu ne bene and I didn't have it okay I used to wear ngo hand me downs too especially from you arugu bongo per ki mi obora wa tu gonna maybe wa roma ko but bongo Jingo jeans. Remember those at the era of me rugu Jingo jeans? I used to rugu banga too. And then I remember I was on the basketball team in high school, middle school or high school. I played both in middle school and high school. I was actually very good. Okay, I didn't even have shoes me to go basketball. I didn't even have gonna pulley me to go basketball. I remember eating me Willie. I think shoes more. I can't remember the name. Kono RCA, kono ngani, kono- It came close. It wasn't Nike or Reebok, but it was very close, and I used that to play basketball.
I
At
think
least, huh?
we used to wear Everlast or
Something like that. It will get more. I can't
LATM.
remember what it is. Okay, yeah, I used to play basketball with windbreakers. Well, done with the Pully, in a uniform. I know I Rugu windbreakers because I couldn't afford Pully. Uh, and I have to hide that because mom too she didn't want me to be a chala wobi she didn't want me to play sports job parang I tiro gang kwani bino gang straight from elementary school ba ibino gang cleaning tero timangami or bedo do latina nyaka kar mi timo homo gidi boy chiro kan ana mira to go sport because we would parang get to go sports and I thought maybe ka bit consistent enough. I've been no scholarship. Chala nena dong. Watch on TV, NBA, TA, WNBA, TA, ngo sports team. Ko ti no scholarship. Wano what turi ye mate. What bit turi. So it was a clash because ana bit of Latina nyaga culture to our mom to I was strict. Pemira ni iberi chala wobe ni. Kariri wuno no wobe. Keken ora nyirma dong. Get dong. I'll get chira. Get out. Lakin an put no amira na to this sport. Amira chiriti chira to this sport. It was very tough, that experience for me. I was actually good at soccer. I was actually very good at basketball. And then I had Mr. Wibby. Do you remember Mr. Wibby? Mr. Wibby was my soccer coach.
Mr. Weeby, Ringo Gilela.
Yeah. Mr. Wibby, I want your story, but I want to talk gangi gear, but go and my tech, and name Lumir part to the sport. Mr. Bibi ni ini nong uniform peri gam peri mi duguni anong makano gang para kilo digika watigi practice wale waka watigi game anong ma keep your equipment. Mr. Bibi mo bira ka konya bira ka kana ne ka dong di kenyo ne. As we got older, of course, what bit could teach. From the age of 14, what to I can't teach you. At the same place, my day get to Okeny Holiday Inn as a housekeeper at 14. I just boom a Johnny man. I made a chance so bad. And then I remember I didn't tip Tika, I can't me tip my dite. I want to mira chere kuja. I chira kuja supervisor by Diego Machon. I want that to bomo wu gina jo immigration nyinga gina age para to 14 ko anto 16 atwero teach ni ada I want atwero teach gi high under gi kira teach okay from there I take teach holiday in Kenya birka saving channel ne ami a channel ne when but early every time I get paid ami a channel but early the only thing I spend at the time tunya yom ye tip okay cash ba every time I tell Bino ki tijo Kenya chungi McDonald's or Burger King kuja chera wilo chem ka kele bugang wala kelo I don't remember ki tie kuja but tabu gi mo gi apol gi a kilo kina cheeseburger at the time okay back then 39 cents Show me
Yeah.
with 30 cents, 40 cents. Go, Chaka guinea pong, get tip chair, and you don't get a gun. That was the life. It was like a good life at the time until things started getting challenging as we grew older. Piano experience or you become more Americanized as you got older, and then in normally would other stuff. Me okay high school, kono li would mo kono get kono get going out, dating, going to prom, those kind of things. So young we would be the first set of generation mi chiro events mo kono prom ginga gini. Yeah, chaka wuri prom ni kong ingi kong wuri means go to prom. It will a bongani kong kan wa pe ipe keep pegi chena me will a prom dress ipe nya nga it pera pe nya when parents very go for prom dress. Wani chira I prom kati monga kong miel. Okay, one day in middle school at Lyman Moore, I went to Lyman Moore Middle School. I actually met at three different middle school. Like in at Lyman Moore, gonna there was a school dance. Okay, seventh grade. Okay, guess who took me? We took me, okay? I wanna we are pleased. Remember his huge van and my ditch out me nickel down on it. Do you remember that big van? My
Yeah.
ditch with the curtains inside my omu ginane. Virtual chira virtual ginane.
Yeah.
Look down on the serial killers. What
Three
here?
three different vans too. But I
Yeah, it
know.
was this big blue one. The big blue one.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so he drove in my driving. I went, okay, drop me off at the school desk. Don't come inside. Gahi di Arabia. When I'm done, I'll be, I don't the other culture. We said, yes, okay. The school desk is happening. What team say we enjoying, right? Tell me, wow, yeah, well, my boy got it here, Miel. Nigga, disappeared here, you Latin pair. We all came inside.
Mm, mm, mm.
We came inside to look for me. You know what, Jerry don't gang. It was like 30 minutes, okay, only 30 minutes. We showed up. He came inside the building, right? Gigging up at it. He had on those Tim's from Kono Walmart will Kono Kanywa Donga, with a big afro and everything. Kichitia lunga matege kindano kenyo ketia ginya. I was so embarrassed. I didn't know kind of actually I didn't know kind of behind the vending machine. He came inside the gym, behind the vending machine. I'm like, oh my God, I was so embarrassed. Those are some of the stories where we're being get it. Like now you are blending in. Yeah, but your parents are still African, they're strict. They expect I couldn't get my door in gang right away. So adding on chira donya di Arabia kakura kadang wadu gang. It was very quick and very fast. I'm like, we had told you not to come inside. It was so embarrassing. It was those kind of experiences. Mama Birukire. Mara watch out integrating, We watch out a lot of time. We watch out a lot. What time on one what be Birukan Makwak, one Americans on culture to an era. Like no parents will put him in a gang, it team got me biro gang, Latina nyaka, Latina wobi me gang. Yeah, so it's been a crazy ride since then. There's been a lot of other changes and challenges my family to face with profiling, police, and us trying to pick up life since then. So, what do you think your life has been like now as an adult in your 40s, Willie? I'm gonna leave it like the 20s. That's we were still young at that point, maybe like in the 30s, 40s. What do you think has changed? Any experiences? My Tammany put it here tough as a true African American now, a truly American. What do you think?
No, one thing I realized, believe it or not, it can.
Mm,
Uh, the story of what yeah, why you know what put you what bino kere kanya riene.
mm,
Tua mono pe chiene pe
mm,
admo abe pe arabia o abe pe ga wengo no pe. But at this age now,
mm,
I realize no what you yum. Uh,
mm,
back then,
mm,
you yum pier wangeo gimono ko
mm,
what ye gang what ye family to what
mm,
jam kun wanina what ye gang kwan
mm,
akid gimono what ye no no pe
mm,
bere mo bere no what you lemon la why what you innocent so what you more no yeah long we build tie la kir wangi no tell long we build ko men la kir wangi one or la chan kitu amope what you goodwill what you salvation army ka will gabo will 50 cents 25 cents I remember Ben with Lela my first halfy it's expensive bike but what will gonna we were right on the back cove. There was a yard sale. He bought me a bike for $3. Yeah, I love that bike. You can't. That's all like the best bike I ever had.
I know. We didn't even think about price. The joy of just having something we couldn't have. Okay.
Yeah, so I had a nice bike. That was my dream really to own a bike. Mono ati Africa, right? You go Africa, what you lela polo don ken. What pe lela dungo pa size 20. What they can so young lela atiri a day. You what you made nyim yang ti lela mo atiri ya kin what you pero what pu na miri tala mo atiri pu yala kolom iwe kyo lela gina in you're too young, you know. So young and then no I got camera lela man. Lela mo ira. After Ben over lela man. Three freaking. So I was so happy and it was happy. Happy, happy, but it was an old bike. To me, I just so at this age, kada atia tamo kile ngwa pero kile yeah, kitu amo no pe lakini no chunyo yom. What dear better what be what the family to what chamo chiem wen ka chiel you know digo what chiri yang kwano tine what dugo gang gimo what yinyo pe yeah can remember TV to our ticket we're like 19-inch or less.
We started off with the dial. Okay, you remember? Me
Yeah,
twist it. My brownie.
yeah, the dial is always there because it's an old TV from 1985, but we were 1983. TV, small screen. I guess we got lucky. It was colored at least, but to think about now, you know, what you again, we were no young. You know what? You know, yeah, what family? What pay at time okay? Uh, ta bini kumwa wala no binero man wala ko no wape at time kigare. Ana what young a better kachiel. And compared to now, at time lo pipil lo TV ka ila dit mape anywhere from I said 20 I mean 21 may take bill like in the pay time on it too much ni okay I'm gonna do bill me la tem like in oh mape a day in a day lo we bill here okay lo me fat here chene work o ko tem man oh 40 no mere lo we bill ken na TV keep me no chene ya pokone i bill man i bill man i bill man i bill man so stress tie ka ini og mo mo pe tie mala pien tugurong pe ya la yo yang itima pe tiri ya li paro ko la kin ko be lo ke pa ga we chene wen a chiro ye miringe chene chi chiro a wi lo pero konyo ngo ini tu e chu bill mi mai tu e chu mi ngo chum ko inge be well, he spend $400. What every 2 weeks or a month? He spent 500. Kawila chum. So Ghana when kind of young man what did he kill? What time am I big? Kuru chum be ni ning. Well, a kolo kiro ni ning. A kiro ni wa chama chum you know. patama mene ko kibo bino kare so like
Mm.
ombere mere in me kero ga la chome yala ina mere pang ote ina mere chul maike ina mere chul pi ina mere chul insurance
Mm.
ina mere chul arabia ina mere chul ker in africa ina mere gawen bino donyo ko komi karo
Mm.
chit kere woko akin ki pe ki uh kiene mi chulo ga we near bed america uh,
Mm.
dog no longer got homeless.
Mm-hmm.
Homeless again.
Chogara.
Yeah, ini pe yala kawe nya kunyo we gitu era meti mona unko. So
Mm.
munu get from uh,
You can hear the dog.
yeah, okay louder.
Oh my God.
It's all right, but so I'm gonna from mwati ke mwati no ne waptama ke gano no ko akiko mwadongo no ga we mere tam ingeri ona kimi yibo ga wen pen was many better bear you know tini pero better bear your family pero better bear aken ka to no wati wati no angyo ni gari watamoko.
Gopanyiri wa Johnny. Where I reported. Yeah, okay, true. So now Mama Dongani, one first generation American, we had some expectation of our parents being able to kind of pick up where they started and kind of learn how to parent us in this new society by kind of following what other parents are doing or American parents are doing. I say this because now, 1 minute, when you are Lotini to a kind Lotini to a now, Lulungo getting us second generation American. Like in a give part, you want my identity to give part, Piranyo again can get true Americans, yella. Expectation to get comparing one gay other American parents. 1 minute, what put what you figure out. Kwa, give me kwa, catch me cholo bills, give me water. Timo ga went to make sure at least there's a roof overhead to her. Lutini to a gicham or what they're getting and kwan. They're safe. Like in one America Latin parane, a gimanual guy mindset to getting or get how many main gay well parents to get made or set getting up for the future. Kid more American kids, more parents who set up for the future, which includes all gamble life insurance, trust fund, getting on vacations, getting on will it give material things. Get how many I don't got parents to married we ponyo Latini to a what ponya me water and understanding of times are challenging, especially one ma we didn't start off where the other parents have started. One wachaka, what bino kind of refugee, wachaka late. Yeah, we have to learn that mindset, can we navigate life any. So we didn't really have the capacity. Now, Megan, I set those things up. Some people are able to do that. Some of us are still struggling. Can we set up lotini tuado mawanyalo kanye? Can we navigate life? This new identity. They consider themselves Americans. Some call themselves African Americans. Lotini mukamera purigi waro culture to gilungu kumgini South Sudanese American will actually American. Lakin it's tough now because they expect certain things from us. You know what dong pole kanye? They expect us to know can we set up kono future tuki. Kono kira it give savings. Don't we even take opinion like Latin for we take opinion gamuko like he set up gimo, he set up gimo todong. How do I navigate kanka a bora no 18 will again moha parum anati adult. How do I navigate it? Kanong a bora and gumunul with no support system, will no some type of system more me kiri in place me konya andong the adult kid my parents more money. It's still quite challenging, Budwa, because one put it not only are we in this new culture, in this new life, put it what here ginata okay. Kawa okay the 40s, put it what here navigate space any, put it what here ponyo gamo, we're learning how to do. Capacity no been paid it well, nobody set it up for us. So what ya put it tame, if I can say, put it what ya tame, kimi timogamo, chalma maybe gonna pierce to a moratua in this gonna country tia timone bolotini too. Put it what ya tame, we think it's enough now to provide the basic necessities shelter gi chom gi ngongo gi chukero gi ni gang kwan ngongo. For us that's enough. Good. For us that's enough. But at time they tini mo magi dong kanyo onwala gin kanya do time they expect more. Otherwise, you fall into certain gaps. What do you think? What has your experience been like? Looking to pay in your kanya. Ani parma nyo kanya we attack penya atadong. Uh, what did you set in place for me? It don't okay put baby in a bina gang. You're not fresh off the boat. He set up more for me. How do you expect me to pick up now with no system in place? Mera do aturi, chao imi turi. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think? Do you have that kind of challenge or any experience like that? Anatama Latin, but expect more from me now. You tell me now.
No, lutini pa ringe
Hmm.
kori gitie atino aken
Hmm.
angeo abe gitio ko chena di min wagi won wagi tie kere matwe timo gawe mi mira timo nane gingeo eri ko so gen pore gitie gi kirina waje ke mono por wati watino ne wa paro ko pe gawa mierwa gi wolo mierwa pe no wangeo ko kidma guy no ni chal wila wa wila bongo wila lela nyo wila gemo wana te ko wila ga chuno yom mi gamo na lakin otino nywalo kaje gitie pat kri waje kre gitie pat anok pied en ngeo gemoro ko ene pe gione ni tv gione ni gankwan yo gion tia tamne wie dio ke an latin ma tio yo wora tio oke gi ere ka miro mira gi ere wigi tek pien gi miro gi moy ken ko ka ni miro will the chum ni oke miro order pizza expect in to have chicken and will a pizza niko munarie okay nina waje wana wa moya nga miro will a Nike mo so latini me record ya ni okay Nike mo tia be nyo Adidas mo tia nyure Kanye West wa peremone bilo charon komela ken easy kono easy it's like $400 why I'm on. So Latini corner a while, okay, Lutini wing got quantity kid wire. Elven a miri, it will kid wire. You bong on in a kid style, I'm on tier, miri in mean and you want it, miri will eat. So Lutino Jala Kaji, get took a part, but now, Kadi Gitira actually, you couldn't get Tini African, Gipe Tamo, Pilope Chena, in your area, come ena tia tama okay ma tio wor tio chen tu rom gi kilo tini mogone a min gi won gi wele gi gane chen per me tie nyu kiti jo waji tio no tigi kelo chen ma duong ana ngeo tie gi chen so gipenyo ke moy kana ke mera munu ge atia tama ke rutino nyala gi na America for example rutini pa gi toje puri giagi penyo jui gimiro wilo ice cream chao kiro ke gamo gan kwan gimire cham ice cream nyo mire che wel gimo nyo mire gale wen jui ne gichire kamo ka wilo gimo so Africa African parents wilo ga jui ni pe pien chere me bitum nyo chere me atio atek ki ngeo kila no chere me kere ipenyan ko jui ga wila ice cream ko ake lutino nyalo kanye gitamo pilo ko so mura tia tamana the difference between one lutino nyalo kanye kida ginena pen kere wilo chwinyiro ko pat yala ngetu gi tio pat gara jiro ko lutino gitia neno liwot tu gitie gi mo gi chamo kitche mone gimiro gi mo mana gitam okay atir pare boy miro kid guy de mare and then nena right lutini tia we lpn nina pair with a chum you tia snack for example I can lutini pare ga kid gan kwan min gi kiro snack yang wa wure gan kwan e log mi snack mo pe champe inge jo lo kiro gi steak kan lo kiro steak gi rice e lunch to Ga yiwo wa bello. Jum wa bello. Chal gi o wela ki restaurant lo kero lo pack lo tero ni chira kere gan kwan. Bon yang wa chamo giga giga gan kwan miyo. So get to gi pat. So gi angeo. Gimo me tewa temo dit pe lakin enong iteme ibedo mero mingi jowonge mi konyo koge ba giberium kaneno kit kwa mi beri lobo kit gi mere kira nyin neno lo kwajiri chalo mi electronics lutini mo nyala gin kombere mero ipad mero phone mero video game mero temo gara way ka ino be tim gimo imuno chal in mine i wonene itawa bokla tine bo bidonga ngi so itimo gane timo wen la kila tino wi tekon okay ene miro PS5 emiro kono ngo emiro iPhone awu jamani iPhone what 19 gonna tia bino it's still the folding iPhone muro ye kala tida wa winyo ene miro iPhone anyene in mere wel ken lutini gan kwan kuja the wood nganga wengi tigi anyen edmene mero kidge emero giere akingeo ko wel yo itio kitij man we no chere we wel giere yeah iPhone ali ba chiel mulu dalam ya Africa mene ngeo ko lakini waja wel iPhone no ba ka twal to mali ba chiel ko instead of me pay no ne mera iPhone so atia tamara yeah lotini nyalo kanywa gi pad and quarter gi pad again ka ngiti parents gimo mi to ati ma dit pe again mi nyuri gi me kimi beri wi lobo lakin gawe ni logo chene especially for ti America kanya but kala team ne winyo log en bibero abe lakin ga winyo log ko en lo ke mere munu wang mena bi nyo riya me de lo gae ra mi so munu ga ti atama
Okay, apo Okeny. Sorry, walking war mere lakin abiro katamne gumuno piera wan latin pare mo dong kanya nyol kany bi biro ka wani en mi gang ko en mi South Sudan ko en mi kanye ko bere gili wood mo ko ba bere in New York yang wa bere Brooklyn was fine yala wa dak in New York west side east side kada wa dak west side donc lotini malonyo lonyo tie yene tia comparing ko mi gilo tini mo ga mo ma beje be giti ye chene mi lunch Okeny mo giti kono account to the black card ginga Latin fani aku muri ana dori na kaboro kuma in mi ira $20 can we chama lunch muru rama gimoko
$20 jala
Pero chamo ngoni ni $20 tiri ke kere dora na kaboro kuma chene ne tiri ke can we chama lunch we look at ne ko mun li wore ni parents better wing doctor gi tigi chene yala latini tigi trust fund yala ka bo mi gi mamit ni dere ha so parents better mi ira chene ma dit mi trust fund kono ngongo gi amona tigi kilo capacity mi mi kilo gani buri I pay it I don't be no wagi Africa get to am pay put out here cherry and I'm thinking I'm doing good mimi ogamo basic stuff mo tigi land I'm here ma chama or periti room periti chimti going tie like water chen to the dick cat aku munu ni para ni $20 ni munu embarrassing me you bully would give me para $20 can me chama lunch okay the shock of my life one wa yang one no gima munu ko ma wajani okay nya tio tip piken ma wachama no ge gankwan wachiro wachama school lunch ka chen mi te man no ge doctor ji mo wachi wilo gam ko a high school point high school kuja I will kono coffee gi na bagel cinnamon bun gi chene dong I waka dong ko Latin para give me a ton chene mo ma dong on mi lunch I went one yang what you line to gankwan pi kwanya lunch I went this is really tough karaman one young one it what you one in a life to tech and maybe you know what you may been a hard time both parents or opinion gabo matino tino mandong gina no mere ado request so mere ako bolo tini to magin dango kanya ginene no gane pat gam ginene social media gingo gimiro gane ako wang but yeah that's been life to a matter experience were from the 90s wagi kanye mano mawati dong na dolls parents were don't give you a one of dolls what they go lo tini no kawatama mano mawati in the 40s what tama dog ganko ana bir katam ne ha twala na what dog gang ah mira chire ko gang dog mira what dog gang to kamo bino ye tien wana ne American lifestyle culture ne wele gena kimo bir katim wan kere kanye pebe so twara do what dog ngam to kama wa bino ye. I'm sure that most of us will take the same sentiments. Go okay. One what I'm a gang.
Like,
We've been through the ringer, kanya a lot a guy one what team money to an experience more bit of kanya team one my right. So man what I'm a gang get can while lotini to a kanya get a new life to the kanya. Thank you. Okay, so any final thoughts on topic of today before our end?
kida you watch it already.
Mm,
American kind we polo ko gimape
mm,
immediate attack.
mm,
Gia only up bag be American.
mm,
It take a chance me opportunity me la ko kwa pe ka inimera.
mm,
Gimor pe gimo chene mala miri pe or mala miri pe. Gimo ken mala miri pe. In
mhm,
ke mera la ko kwa pe
mm,
America mera konyo in timo gae kimera.
mm,
Akin bero kanyo ni beri ko ni ko wi polo wala kanja be alo wen lo gimo e muno pe.
mm,
Wan wa bere kanyo ma ka pol wa ngiro gimo pe.
mm,
Lo gimo lo ni bill muno gimi no at the end.
mm,
To lo mi bill kere mo pe pira biro mo pe pira bolo. Chere bi gamo mi retirement period.
mm,
Rama me gimo ko ino
mm,
ko bere dogi ti ka chulo bill.
mhm,
Od mi wilo mi chulo bill e munu e to kere mi to puri jogi ti bere ora bere ki chulo ko bill i munu wang mi charo ote ni
mm,
boro ote ni o
mhm,
te bi kwanyo ot gi tero gimo mi wilo ron
mm,
so kuna ta ni ame
mhm, mm,
kanyi pero lakin chunyi mi beri lo miti lo mi chulo bill tum
mm,
ki yo chulo bill giti yeah it were bere it kere
mm,
lakin ki miro bero chunyo bero yom ngo inong fursa mogo mi bero bilobo
mm,
te beri Africa ko ber
mm,
so poldana ngio ko lakin gin gi miro to ko miro bino kan
mm,
ano wa miro dok kuya
mm. Yep.
so mulu gi nan wa
Mm,
ngio pe
mm,
yeah wa bere kan mo pia de gwang ngwen ka
mm,
oro wa bere kan wa miro dok Africa so
mm,
gi wa nena wa ngio ma
mhm,
pe ni lenko
mhm,
ki neni TV you kuri neni we ko ngo ni America we lobo polo e chero we polo chen yel poko chene wa dano we
mm.
ge mo ke tie ibero ni jumi Hollywood jo ti ya lo waje lo penye ni pero Beyonce ubero ki Beyonce ki
Okay, you know what movie I can recommend? But that my gang, my chunji for give me a bino canyo, you get down your lacho, you know, can kanye. What movie I can recommend is Ngani Coming to America. Okay, remember Maggie Beanie Queens? They're like, this is America. Remember? Yeah, I want to go there. Queens. All the queens are there. No chilo trash. Que no yo.
we say good morning my neighbors
Apartment mun magi no okay. Bunga, pichwe, everything. Pionga, everything was a mess. This is the reality, and which in that movie, Coming to America, that is the truth. And it's funny that like your more acting issue movie and Moody Jad American, African American, what they mo ngamo mi gang ko African mo mo te mo ko Moon American jar mo nyuru kin ma ko tie kere kanya. Hmm? It was the shock of their life. Me being a nigga tia being America, gino chilo trash keket. Hmm? Gimope, kwate get you to McDonald's, cleaning toilet, cleaning mikwa. Hmm? That was the life. And a poor king and a chula community would we share experience too. Ka utie waka utie wilo pa Muni. Kamu kama pat ma pat giga experience tu better ni kin mo ringo kere mun mo no ringo gi mo ka uchira wakane experience too a bit in anyone who displaced kone Sudan o kere refugee camp kone Kenya Uganda Ethiopia wale kan yala o kere ni experience a bit in mu o kere rie bilo pa muni ne tema muni ni una ne ko ben u miro bere pori wala miro dak wala yala lo tini tu mo nyala kanye guti affair ni mi gwa lo tini mu mo nyala gini kanye lo tini magi donga ge kanye wa miro ni experience tu one watama ni experience wa bero marach national wangi to be better my back in one wajibu wala kin as soon as one line gidere ya pa me to na matiri one ma duong kere de jalo lara dana wangi teacher one an experience when a better marach what time I'm assimilating bene discrimination one no gi borli wotua parents tuki luponye authority law enforcement ge gibir katimo one gini maraj not just family to but pola chuli magiti wo kan especially danamo matie America ne experience a bit of madung kimo Kenya waja at your mom mi Gambia dialo mo bi chelo ne go as soon as obino ge Africa o meanwhile bino chelo ne go police chelo ne experience gino bit of maduong marache bene gini mabeje ne gini tina lakin marache gino bit of maduong lakin wa bero podi what time pelo tini tua yala now do mawati provide the basic necessities bolo tini tua dana magang por gitama ni no chako no wati gichena madon kono ginepe watura to mere basic needs bolo tini tua wala family to kan gimo matiri ka tikre wachwala gang mami no wane lo tini tua giti achari to wuru bero kan karama like pori to mio gimo malo basic necessity ko challenge de roti identity ne de roti one mo lungo kumane jo mi gang mama dongo kan lo tini tua lungo kum gini jo American maji dongo kan bolo nyala gen kan so this challenge get out. Kin manya wati get challenge wo your parents. So Ghana bit a basic challenge for one me about parents to like in man no tini to the challenge is different because gindo completely and you are like in Kenya. In addition to that, atamaning on it. I will if there's any again recommendation any type of advice mami about parents mati wo we will look for money kite go tini too ka utwero who carry life insurance in place on your savings, your trust, king on mikero mikone lotini to in case gimo so that way lotini to twara bit of surviving a life manyin mawakelo gini yenya mawanyo gini yebi lobo pamun kan pientek. It's not easy just to survive. Our parents better to always struggle and then one give siblings to what bit of suffering after mom to dad to an table wumchin what bit of suffering. So cat where me advice more woo yin in agent more who will life insurance who can trust who book in a bulletini too so that way kagimo tema woon mene utwera borgima bulletini pay property but property mun do the debt pien akin mo kenya waja ka be chol wen no be chol certain taxes gibi tingo gino gitera lotini tu dong ya no gimo pe ka dong ngo gibi yenye yomi dog gang wi giping no ben gi nge family mati gang ko yal wi chak ben te lotini tu gang gi nge family gi ka ngomo pe wi yen ngomo mati wi te lotini gang gi nge in case ko bi riemo gen kan pori kada lo lungo gini Americans on nyal gi kan Trump mo ti alojo kira policies ki laws mo me kwanya birthright citizenship bulletini my parents took a bit of immigrant so it's good me kira gamu in place me kwanya lotini to so anyways that's the talk Okeny. Thank you so much for joining Ceng Abicel Okeny. And I hope to see you again sometime next week on Saturday same time.
Yeah.
Okay, Kenya poor. Okay, Julie, please make sure to like, comment, and share this video. Follow us on YouTube. We are on YouTube as Chaka Julie. We are also on Facebook as Chaka Julie. I also post this on my personal Facebook, which is Chaka Kang South Sudan. Please like, comment, share, engage. Drop your comments. One more poem, I think. Thank you, okay. Have a good night.
Right. Good night.